What are we cutting from this? Rise is getting Sentinels, Favor, Presence, Grasp, Apathy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 targets for the Rise for the Aura side is solid enough, right? Well, we have Favor and Eyes as our 2 escape cards. But yeah, we could cut Favor. Probably have to cut like Favor and Flicker. Flicker always gets cut. It's fine. It's interesting. It's good. I like playing it. But how do we run it here? I mean, I guess we could run, you know. And what's our enchantment count with this build? 12. 12 is solid. 12 is about where I want to be, at least for like these Wayfarers and stuff to do, and Favoreds to do what I want. I always don't want to cut Furnace War, but then I do. Or I always want to cut Flicker. I saw a Furnace in your name, of course. I always want to play Flicker and then cut it anyway. I'm nervous about cutting a second Omen because it represents both creature count and enchantment count. By the way, I will say, I think the Omens in Theros are the greatest limited common cycle ever printed. Prove me wrong. Name a cycle of commons that have been better for a limited environment, more well positioned in a limited environment than the Omens in this one. Just from a design standpoint, they're perfectly positioned. It's not that they're super powerful. That's the point. They're just the right power. Because they're cuttable, but important to some decks and everything. Anyway, I love them. They do so much. I think I'll just start here, see how it goes, and we can come back. And maybe I'm supposed to get some more, more 2-drops in here to be a little bbit more aggressive. If I had more 2-drop enchantment creatures, I would. We've got a couple enchantment creatures cut, but I kind of want to put this Glory Bearers back in and like even cut a maybe a Favored or Temple Thief. Ugh. Well, Elgar, why do you think that Leonin is better than Temple Thief? I think these are about equivalent. I mean, people are a little surprising. Like, people treat this as unplayable garbage, and I don't understand. It's a 2/2 for 2 that is often unblockable. I mean, that does not suck. And in Amoghus's favored world, you could argue that it is a bit better than a 1 toughness alternative. There's no real graveyard strategy, but in a deck overrun, like when you have this much removal, you like rights so that you can win the attrition war. If you get a ton of removal and no card draw, you can be removal flooded, which is to say, okay, I got all my removal, I killed all their stuff, but now the removal's gone, and now they still have a creature, and now I'm dead. What did I add in here? Why are we at 41? What are we talking about cutting? Weren't we down to 40? Did I add something? What's going on here? I thought I'm going in the wrong direction. I thought I had my... Oh, we added the Leonin back. Thank you. Oh, man. Yeah, Hero could be worse here, although the eyes on Hero is a good thing to do, and you can do it repeatedly. I'm gonna... Well, you know what? I'm gonna go with my initial feeling, and then we'll see. I understand, but I think Temple Thief and Leonin are pretty close, actually, in their impact in this deck. Looks like I got a lot of friend requests. Sure. Whatever. What about Shadow the Sky Cruise? Because we shadow the sky and get something. Yeah, okay. Fine. I'll tilt it back towards Leonin, but I think it's very close. Then we go, let's say Shepherd, herding. What are we herding? Herding soldiers? Herding. Yeah, herding weenies. Herding weenies is fine. All right. How many cats do we have? Yeah, I guess we could do herding cats. I might have done that before. I'll have to make sure I haven't named a deck that. Yeah, this is keepable. Hopefully we find a 2, but Wayfarer into Apathy or Omen on 3 is all right. Herding. We're not going to hurt cats unless our opponent plays them. Three, 2. We can Omen and get in. Let's see, if we omened, this becomes a 2-3 and they just trade. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and actually Apathy the Reflection and see if we can't just leave the Apathy out there and turn this 2-for-1 into a 1-for-1 via Apathy. Trouble is we have to leave the Apathy out there. We won't really activate this Exile, so that does give them a chance in blue-white to get that Apathy knocked off somehow, but I think it's the play here. Naiad. Well, I'm just going to drop the Favored here and hang tight. And then next turn we get an Omen trigger on Wayfarer and Favored. And that seems quite good. Yeah, Eagle. When it's not that we might never do this, it's we certainly don't want to do it early. I mean, the whole point of keeping it here is to keep this tapped as well. If we exile the token, then this untaps. So that's the risk we're taking here. On this board, they got a lot of open mana. That's a little bit concerning, given the counterspell colors. I almost want to Omen first and see if they counter, because I don't want to get this countered and then have them eat the Favored. So even though it telegraphs, I'm going to go ahead and Omen here main phase to test to even figure out if I'm attacking or not. And we could make a 2-3, but of course, since we're doing it main phase, they know they can just block there. We're going to put everything on the Favored and hope that 4 power of double strike or 3 power of double strike is enough to hold off any potential blocks. Wow, so Appa doing nothing with their 5 mana on turn 5 is great for us. I'm not sure what they've got going on in their hand, but that was a nice result for our team. And now we don't have any trigger for this stuff, but we might be able to go wide enough to justify just swinging in here. We could also be patient, though, play hero and leave drag ready. And I think if we go hero, leave drag, and then drag at their end step, final death, drag or possibly scry, and then untap with another removal spell. So removal, hero plus removal into removal may give us what we're looking for in terms of attacks. And if we find an enchantment, it turns obviously all of this quite a lot better. Like, I think eyes would be one of our... well, we could... So if we drag the Naiad and sacrifice a 1/1, is that worth it at this point? I mean, yeah, let's at least start with the hero, right? Because we can still do the drag play you're talking about, Kruzica, after hero. There was a pause, so let's keep that in mind. Firing off the removal into their mana, yeah, that's why we can wait and do it on their turn, and then, but the benefit is what will we get? They get a 1/1, we get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and drop them to 7. 7. I'm gonna not do that, Kruzica. I'm gonna follow my plan and fire off a drag on their turn. And then if they do have counter magic or some kind of response, it hopefully ties up all their mana and we get to untap for our next turn. Now we'll go for the play we didn't do last time and see if it works. Double mantle. All right, you got double mantle. We will put a upkeep stop for the scry and pass again. All hope is not lost. I know we're up against a Dream Trawler, but we have outs. We have the best out, really, that you can hope for, which is Entrancing Liar. And we don't have the Flicker Apathy combo, which is too bad, because if this were, you know, we cut the Flicker, but we could actually Flicker Apathy onto the Trawler. That'd be sweet. But we are going to no blocks this and search desperately for... I should have used... that was wrong. I tapped 2 black pretty hastily there, but we can end up with a double white spell that we can't cast, so that was a mistake on my tapping. I acknowledge that. But that's a good scry. Sure. Yeah, I don't think I'm cutting. I don't think I'm cutting omens. We're too low on creatures. I mean, it's just silly now, right? I mean, the Dream Trawler games are just about whether you have an answer to the Dream Trawler and whether you find it. Here, I'm gonna take out the Wave Rider, or we could make the Naiad small. Trouble is, Wave Rider with an enchantment fall is a flyer that we can't block. So I want to give us a chance to have a couple draws to find an answer to the Dream Trawler. So we got to try taking out their flyers here. Yeah, Shatter is another answer. I didn't mention that, true, but yes, we have 2 outs to the Trawler, actually. Actually. Can we do anything about this? I guess we hook up the Favored and send it. And we start chumping on our side. Hero? What do you want to do to the hero? Should you have chumped the Naiad to last longer to find those outs? We still have those chumps. How have those chumps gone away? I mean, I guess if we had pre-chumped here, yeah, I guess because then maybe we get more draws against the trawler. That's fair. But to be fair, also, I think on the first take of the Naiad, maybe I should have chumped last turn, but like the first take of the Naiad, the trawler wasn't out yet. But I'm glad we took care of the Wave Rider, or we'd just be dead right now. No, we don't have Flicker in the deck. Also keep in mind, at the time the Naiad was initially attacking us as a big creature, they were low enough and didn't have the trawler that I was trying to think about how to attack back to win. But we have 2 shots. We're looking for a Shatter the Sky or a Liar. Okay, let's find one of them. That'd be fun. Oh, thanks, deck. Appreciate it. All right, well, no shame in losing to the defining rare of the format. Let's see what we can do from the loser's bracket. With a deck I like quite a bit. I think our deck is very good. We did want to... there was some suggestions for changes, but I think I'm going to keep running this one more like this. Where is everybody today? Maybe it's my flickering stream. There's something big going on that I'm up against. I don't track my viewer count too obsessively or anything, but when it's almost half-ish what I normally see, it makes me go, huh. Swordsman's trying to understand how to beat the trawler with Liar. The key is that while they can activate hexproof, they have to discard a card and they have to tap the trawler. So play it out. You've got a trawler, I've got a Liar. I activate it, you tap your trawler and discard a card, and then, you know, eventually it's not worth it. You just have to give it up. Not an incredible opener, but certainly keepable with couple of 2s and a 3 in both our colors. Yeah, Tupperware's doing a review, but it's not like he's too much above or below his usual. Anyway. And Lampad, let's just go hero. Save Lampad for possible constellation triggering. And if Oppo drops a -3/-3 on our hero, we pretty sad times. But maybe we can then get him on the way back with this Omen. Well, we're certainly going to try that here. I'm going to send in the hero, make an offer. They're going to decline. And then I will have White Omen and try and get that Hateful Eidolon in a double block. Too smart for that is Oppo. Good work, Oppo. We should all be playing around White Omens at this point. I was going to just do this in response, but Mogus's favor can still be played by that, so we'll wait till the very end. Flooding out a bit again now. Haven't drawn... Well, I guess we drew Rise. But... we'll go Lamp here. Do we want to offer the hero for either of these? I think we will. We don't actually do much with the hero. So... if Oppo is like, oh, I better trade off for this hero before they use the hero to, like, pump their team and get us, well, the dirty secret is we can't really do that. we actually don't do that well, so I'm going to let him make that trade. And I was going to put an upkeep stop, but I don't want to spend 3 on the scry and leave us with just 2 to spend. I'm just going to draw naturally. And we do find something to play. Sadly, all of our triggers are out of hand now. And with 6 mana, though, I think I will put the stop on, because there's a lot we can find for 3 that we'd be pretty happy to play. Daxos. Solid dude. No Timmy, but a solid dude. And no value Harpy. But Oppo has dumped their hand and is pressuring us in the air. We're taking 3 in the air, and got to change that at some point. But I am willing to... Actually, I want to do it like this. Shatter, certainly worth keeping here. One way to reset this board. We're not going to do it this turn. Let's see. Next turn, we need 4 for the Shatter. But we can activate Lampad twice and then Shatter. If we draw a land, we can activate the Lampad 3 times and then Shatter. We could try and bluff something, knowing that we intend to Shatter next, but also I have, we're down to 2 cards. We could just get unlucky and get Aspected or something, so I'm going to just hold back. Because if we happen to get these pulled from our hands, I don't want to have done some dumb suicide attacks. But it would be so harsh if we got Aspected right here. Yeah, Lampad at end step is correct, though. Good call, Fiddles. We'll certainly telegraph what's coming, but yes, that's what's correct here. Then we get everything. Yeah, blocks plus Lampad, although they only sent the flyers, so we don't have nothing to block here. Do you know what's coming, Oppo? We could try to set up for a favored attack, but it's not really going to work, and it's possible that we draw like a 2-drop, and we get to go Shatter and play 2-drop, so I'm going to go ahead and sack the favored here. See, so we got this. We can play this. In fact, we get to go self-sack. Shatter. Playing the Rage Guard means they get a card, but this is still good for us. All right, still got a long way to go. And look, we're only even. Like, after all that, we got a couple cards, they got a couple cards. Omen is nice. Recovery plan for post-shatter for Oppo. Oppo's been playing a tight game here. Well, I'm glad we had some... at least we had some Lampad work to undo. Oh, Shepard, you're late. You would have been a lovely addition to getting copies of these two back. Rise doesn't get us an aura at this point, so I'm not liking that. Let's just play the Shepherd and get in. Well, not get in. Play the Shepherd and see if we can play and trade and get it back. Yeah, we could do that too. With the Rise, you mean? I kind of like seeing what they do. I'm not gonna trade here though, Kruzica. We could do that, but I kind of like just trying. They got 5, we got 5. Let's race right now. I mean, we're not winning the race technically, but it's close enough that, yeah, we can draw a couple times. And good to see bottom on the scries. Well, or that could happen. Man, we are getting slammed. Oppo is finding all the tools. How about some land? You guys want some land? That was our game plan. Game plan gone. Game plan exiled. Super harsh. Boy. Closing in on an 0-2 start with an incredible deck. Well, incredible may be strong. Maybe I'm just being salty about feeling behind in this one, too. On our clearly above average deck. How about that? We're not done yet, though. We still have outs here. Don't have 4 power to even threaten, so I'm going to go ahead and attack here. Yeah, we can chump and draw instead. I like it. That's a good point. I did want to draw, but we should chump and draw, not attack and draw. Good call, War Furnace. Hello, Mobius and friends. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out. We got a pretty sweet black-white deck here, but we're 0-1 with it, and on the verge of going 0-2. That's magic for you. Hopefully you'll hang out for another couple hours, though, Raiders, because we are going to be doing a cube draft against viewers, my Friday afternoon special. Here, we're just trying to find our way back into this game. I'm holding on to this Rise. We have several good auras, and I'm hoping to find and use an aura that we can get back with the Rise. Like this one, for example. But this doesn't even get it done over here. However, Drag does. So let's try and get back in this game. Drag the Berserker. Try to drag the Berserker. All right. We're going to be drafting an historic cube designed by Viewer Loyal. All right, 3 toughness creature for Oppo, and then I'm going to be super psyched. All right, that's nice. My coffee's empty. Okay, now my coffee's empty. Wow, Oppo just flooding out now? I'm gonna sandbag land in case of discard. Yeah, maybe it's possible they could be like drawing a white omen at this point or something, but I can't play around that. I mean, worst case, we'd have to just sack the omen or sack the favored and draw, which wouldn't be awful. Well, I'm gonna make Oppo do something. We'll play out a land. I'm not going to do this unless we're threatening lethal, and we're not. So I'm just going to keep doing this. Yeah, Oppo found a lot of great answers. So if Oppo is now flooding out, maybe it's because they used all their one times. All right. That's graspable. And if they come up with something else, we can grasp and glory it. Oppo is flooding, but honestly not by all that much relative to us. We're at 9 to their 11. This might be a 12th in hand, though. All right, that's perfect for us. We just kind of win here in multiple ways, but let's start with a grasp. All right, really thought we were going to lose this one and was trying to figure out how to come back from 0-2, but we found our removal in time to get this Rage-Scarred Berserker off the board, which was threatening to kill us, and now it looks like we've got the win. And we do. Oh wait, here we gotta change the name. Herding Cats is a better name here. I feel like I've used it before, but if so, we'll call it Herding Cats 2. But when you have a shepherd and cat creatures, you gotta call it Herding Cats, right? Looks good. I guess we'll play a Lampad on 2 ahead of Favored, even though we'd love to play Lampad after Favored. In an ideal world, we find one of our non-enchantment 2s to play here. But it's a good hand, yep. Did not find a non-enchantment 2, so now we got to make the call. We're not blocking anything with this, so not playing this is like losing maybe a point of attack. But the other thing is, what's going to happen is if we play this out, we play the Lampad, they play something that blocks the Lampad, and then we have saved mana. But I'm going to be a little bit greedy here and wait. Normally I'm not greedy like this, but since they didn't play anything that we need to block, and it's unlikely that we're going to be able to attack back through whatever they play, I am going to start on the Favored. Somebody's got to invite me, but then I'm in. But it's still hurting cats, right? You're just hurting them into a Clouder, right? Well, I'm going to go with the name that people understand. Herding cats, people get. So now we have the kind of the situation I was talking about. We got the favorite out, but I'm going to play the liar here. And we are going to try... Now, we might get a huge attack next turn. If they do something to get up to 4 power and can attack with a chained, they may be able to slam us for quite a bit. But I'm going to play the liar so that they have to commit more to the board. And then we shatter, and then we can liar whatever they play post-shatter. And we get that Wrath plus artifact control combo that can be so powerful. Are there non-human streamers? I don't know what you mean by that question, Orc. All right, this is actually good for us. We lose our favored, but we're going to shatter before long anyway. We just need to survive. But again, yeah, this is a massive smack here. Hopefully, actually, it would be great if they played another creature after combat. Like, let's have a, like, Dream World here, they play a nice 3 after combat, and we get them all. But if not, we are just going to have to shatter, untap and shatter. I don't want to mess around with trying to, you know, lie or something and get cute. We really just want them to commit to the board, though. Too bad they didn't. Too bad. Well, let's see. Maybe I'm being hasty. Can we be greedy here? Because we could go Lampad and Apathy, but then what are we doing? Yeah, this can't attack next turn, so actually, I changed my mind. I am going to be greedy because we can liar down the hero, and then at worst, even if they find a way to, if they cast or pump the hero, they get in for 4. You want to play the lamp into an eventual shatter? I don't want to play creatures. I just want to try and get him to commit 1 more to the board here. In fact, I will disguise my... Oops. My play by just tapping out with extra X. Can you not time them out, Fiddles? Just ban. Anybody who comes in with their yammering like that, straight ban. Not interested. So yeah, we don't need to do this. We're going to decline. And how greedy do we want to be? Can't be too much greedier now. Let's just take the shatter. No? Kruzika's being super greedy. Wants to hold on the shatter. Why? We could chump with Lampad. Yeah? Or just you mean bounce off? Yeah, I just wanted to shatter and lamp. I think Kruzika's being greedy, and that's not a criticism. I'm at 0 glasses though, so I'm gonna go with my line. I hear you, Kruzika. What Kruzika is suggesting is if they don't have a way to make the Warden attack, we can play the Lampad. It blocks the 2/2, and we can force them into yet more committing to the board. But I just like doing that now. We drop our Lampad. We've got 3 excellent cards in hand, a Liar and a Vigil on board, and they're down to 3 cards. I think this just really makes this hard for Oppo to do anything about. And we can even... I will go ahead and tap this down in case they are splashing something. And we'll go Wayfarer, Nightmare, Shepherd, and get in for 2. So they had some reactive spells there. It sucks that we lost our bomb. Our bomb keeps showing up and then immediately disappearing, but still feel in good shape with the funeral rites and a removal spell in hand. And still this liar out. But here I like rites into Soul Reaper. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna still do Soul Reaper. Interesting. I took the action. I was hoping if we drew a land, we could go pay 4 to tap this and Nightmare the Caryatid. I think we're just going to Nightmare the Caryatid here and Apathy the Warden instead. Oh yeah, maybe he thought getting it out of, or they thought getting it out of one power range would have it untap or something. Don't know what the thought was there from Oppo exactly. Hey Cardinator, welcome. Yeah, I was thinking of that too. That's quite a stretch, but maybe if that was their only out, they had to go for it. All right, climbing back to some respectability with this very good deck. How do you reroll a quest? You click on it, and then it'll ask you to confirm the reroll. We're on the play. We have 2 favoreds and then some follow-up enchantments, but only 2 planes. Any swamp, and we really unlock our hand with the rights. Any planes, any land at all, and we still get favored, apathy. So I'm going to keep this, and we're going to try and find ourselves a swamp especially, but any land will be fine. Only once per day, so maybe somehow you already re-rolled that, or maybe you just missed, I don't know, funky click zones or whatever. By the way, everybody, I have updated the spreadsheet, and it now contains the names of the winners of chat who have battled me in the chat gauntlet stuff we've been doing. So if you have beaten me and you want to go bask in your glory, check the status column of my spreadsheet. And you can see, if you filter the results to just show gauntlet events, you'll see all the winners. Most recently, our friend Dionysus managed to get me. I try to feed everybody's ego, but everybody, you know, everybody deserves their pat on the back for a game well played. All right, we found our swamp. That's great. I didn't, never didn't, right? You know, we always get what we want around here. Except when we get nightmared. So it's going to be a nasty-ass 2-for-1, and we got to figure out what part of it we don't want to give up. I guess they just get the apathy. And I'll replay another favored. Nightmare is good, folks. That's why we're playing ours. Are you sure? I checked the tape. Go look at the event where I did it. You can click on the on-air link and go see. I went through the games and figured out who beat me, so I think that's correct. But it's possible I misread my own attempt to assess that board. All right, so we get Lampad to trigger favored. That's all right. And then I'm going to funeral rites and try to reload here. Probably Farika's spawn is still better, but man. And now they get Nightmare back. Oh gosh. Well, we're going to have to try to get them before they can get us, I guess. But this is rough. Way too much value from Oppo. We need, like, our Shatter and set that up and stuff. Not loving our chances here. I'm going to put on an upkeep stop so we can scry the Omen. Nothing stunning, and if they want to go for the Nightmare, they are just, I mean, that's fine, right? It depends on what we draw, I suppose, but basically I get to draw a card off whatever they try in Nightmare, and then our hand is already gone. So, I think if I were them, I would have taken a Huntmaster, but maybe I don't know what else they've got going on. They got a lot of cards. So, I do not have all the info. Oh, they did. They got Nightmare, but I just don't think it's very good against our current situation. Well, Beetle's not getting bigger. That's why I kind of like the Huntmaster. It just is a 4 power, you know? Wow, good scry. But of course, that's how that goes for us too. Every time I'm like, sweet, 2 lands to the bottom. Like, land guarantee. Let's see, got no attacks. So we're gonna draw a card off whatever they try in Nightmare. If they Nightmare, maybe they'll do something else. That's a decent reason to get the Nightmare back. They at least have a trigger off the Wanderer. Well, Orcish, I hope we want land. That's a lot of land in a row. And pretty low impact card here in the Pious Wayfarer. That's a little bit more useful when we are a little bit more aggro. But you never know. Like, we could find Nightmare, Shepherd, none of these cards can answer it, and it wins, you know? It's unlikely. They're playing black, so they probably have answers waiting to anything serious we play. But the point is, we have outs, we have lines, we have ways we can crawl back into this. Oh, we have Nightmare went to the bottom? Wasn't that last game? Hey, Final Death can help you out of a tough spot. Probably need to actually Final Death the Charger. With this graveyard count, I guess it's not oppressive now, but eventually this is going to be tough. They know we have the plane, so I'm just going to play it, and then I don't think there's any significant risk for waiting on the final death. Maybe they try some sort of enchantment on the charger. That's all I'm waiting for here. A little worried there's maybe better targets. But I mean, we're only at 20, so like you could make an argument to just ride this out a little bit and save this for something more important. The question is, what's our eventual answer to this, Kruzica? Like, if we eventually need to exile it or else we can't beat a 5/5, then we should just do it now. That's the thing. So if you are saying, no, we have other ways to beat that, I mean, you're really just talking at that point about finding Liar. Like, we just don't have much to... I guess the perfect draw would be... Don't we... Oh, maybe I cut it. But like that 2/4, the 2/4 for 3 would be a solid play against the charger, because then you can bounce off it indefinitely. But as soon as we kill it, we're starting to have to figure out how we're going to deal with a 5/5 attacking. And I think that's... I may come to regret this, I get it. But I'm looking down the road and I'm not seeing the obvious way in which we defeat this card. So I'm going to defeat it this way now. Action, please. Not great action, but it's action. And does it give any attacks? That's the sad part. It gives no attacks. Almost want to wait on it, but now I'll play it out. Yeah, where are we on deck damage? They're 19 to our 19, so we're ahead right now on that front for what it's worth. Nixborn says, your plans are cute. It's not bad for us either. What can we do about that? Should we, Let's chump for a turn and do some lamp ad stuff and then untap and do it next. Do Shatter next. Again, we're somewhat risking discard, but I'm going to take the chance. Going to be a little greedy here because it could give us the recovery plan we're looking for. Do we worry? Yeah, I'm not worried. So I'm gonna risk it. They'd have to top deck discard, I think. And we can start showing that we're in trouble here. We're trying to deal with the Colossus. Yeah, we're trying to let him dump more. We're being greedy. Durr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't even have enough to threaten a kill. So we'll just start chumping. Show him that... Oh, I should have gained a life there, sorry. Talking and playing. Classic streamer punt. I wouldn't have done that offline. Great. Another creature to add to the mess. Yeah, it's the kind of punt that's not going to matter. If we win this game, it's because we're going to wrest control over this situation. Yeah... Well, I was going to almost consider being greedy enough to even wait for more, but they've given us 2 more. We're going to assume we're going to do it now. We're going to cancel Christmas here. For Oppo, anyway. Now we're going on Nightmare Shepherd, and I'm going to be all sad, because we could have just gone Nightmare Shepherd Shatter. Although, probably don't even want to do that. Rather just have the clean, alive Nightmare Shepherd. Do you think Oppo knows what the time it is? I bet they do. Shattered, shattered. Pride and joy and greed and... Big boy. Oh yeah, I go for the chain now. Too bad we couldn't wreck their graveyard. They're gonna get it all towards the... get it all back, but maybe we can win here. They're at 12 deck health, so if we can survive, and they're self-milling to do this. Trouble is, it doesn't matter. They're going to get their big one out of the yard now, and even if we nightmare the rest of it, we've got to deal with this for the rest of the game. Well, they didn't care what they shattered because they had the Omen, but without the Omen, we were in great shape there. We also have quality removal remaining in here somewhere. We lost the Apathy, but we have Reach Out and Kill It type removal still. We don't have Final Death. We've got... where is it? Drag to the Underworld and Liar are our outs to the big one. And yeah, we'll trade here because blocking 2 power now prevents 2 and prevents all future 2 from this Acolyte. And we need to find other answers to this thing anyway. Let's get rid of the other Acolytes. They can stop chaining Acolytes. Nope, Rise is in there. Nightmare, not bad, but again, our problem is the Colossus. But we'll do what we can and try and get something out of their hand to boot. No auras left at all? Yeah. Well, they're racing to the bottom of their library, so, you know, maybe we can survive. Right now they're winning the race, though. We need help. Hey, welcome, Sight. Welcome, Sight. Welcome, Sight. Still up against it. All right. We don't even have an aura to get, but we can at least get a creature back here to help, you know? So we get Leonin back, I guess, since it can block. Leonin can block the Hierophant, and that should be enough to get us through the attacks. Like, we trade for the Hierophant, and then I guess they have 3 coming at us per turn. Still in it, kinda, yeah. Not, but we gotta do this now. It's not enough yet, but it's first step, right? We need just something on the ground. We need Oppo to stall out a little bit. How about you draw some land? We can probably see what their land count is like. We see 6. We see 10 out here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So Oppo's deck is likely, you know, it's got some gasoline left. Couple lands, but still gasoline in there. All right. Come on now. Come on now, deck. Come on. Really? Ready? Here. Yes! Was the start of my last jam. Oppo's on 2 cards. We just need some blockers and need them to not have a bunch of stuff. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Oh! I shouldn't play the land. I should make him worry, but damn, this game. Okay, still in it. We need something to not take an attack from a brawler. Come on, one time. One time, deck. Ready? One time! All right! Yeah! Whew! That was a weird one and a close one, but we got there. I'll take it. I'll take it. If they had one removal spell there, we were dead. If we didn't draw a creature, we were dead. There was just a lot of ways that we were going to be dead, and then they milled. Yeah, they ran out of cards. Whew.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads.
All right, another place where I'm not gonna mulligan this, even though we're missing a color, because we can go Wayfarer into Wayfarer, and then any land gives us Evangel, or we can just go Eroas into Evangel, triggering everything. So this has a explosive start potential. All right, well, I haven't been punished yet today on looking for land number 3. Maybe this will be finally the time we miss on our 3rd land drop, but hopefully we'll just find a swamp off the top and be reminded that we're in the Matrix and I'm the star. Nope, finally punished, but still okay if we can get our land unlocked soon. Not profit. Sure, use your profit meme. Still waiting. There's a name for the disorder of believing you're in the Matrix and that they've programmed it around you. Weird. Probably a German word, huh? Schnacken, fricken, frugendagen. The condition of believing you are in the Matrix and it is about you. Ah. Oh yeah, well I might as well talk about Jay since there's no decisions to make in this game right now. Jay Schneider, who I have historically had on kind of alternating Fridays to do some constructed stuff, he's juggling a lot on his plate right now with the coronavirus and his businesses. He has a couple of businesses in game making businesses he's keeping going, and I basically said, look, I don't want to take this away from you if you are, if coming out and hanging out on stream is like an escape for you, but I don't want to have any expectations on you at this point in time that you would be giving your time for this when you have no doubt some serious stuff going on. And he agreed and was like, so where we're at with Jay is that if there is some upcoming special constructed event we want his opinion on, or we can ask him to prepare for something. If he falls in love with a deck that he's messing with and really wants to share it with us, he can let us know that he'd like to come on and share a deck. But we're basically on hiatus. We're on ad hoc as available type planning with Jay and constructed content now. Bottom at least is nice. I can't believe we're still in this game. I don't even know what turn it is. I guess it's turn 6, and we haven't found our third land yet. But we're not dead, so all right. Heck, we're not even low on life. This was Marshall's favorite art. How disappointing, deck. I mean, I know I can be greedy, but this is not really realistic. What if I'm attacking Y? I gotta say no. Like, if we're gonna win this, it's because somehow we get our stuff going and this hand plays out as we supposed to. What's our least relevant card here? It might just be this Dawn Evangel. If we're gonna win, it's because we get a curve out going that doesn't really involve this dude, so I'm gonna let it go. Here comes Dream Trawler, Dream Crusher. Not yet. All right, deck. A swamp here, and we can make a fun game of it. Man. The tilty part of me just wants to move on, but now I think I just want to get rid of our expensive thing. Thing is, we're literally still in this. Oppo has not really done all that much and is flooding out. And if we can unlock our hand, we could be fine. A swamp off the top here, and we're still in it, but time is running out. Not a swamp, but something. And I could favored ahead of like apathy, but these are going to get our life total down low enough to be problematic. Yeah, Fluffy. I should say it's highly likely that we get countered here. We haven't done anything, and they've got 3 spells. We haven't played anything worth removing, and not really anything worth countering. So it's highly likely that this is a bunch of counter spells and removal. But it could be 3 lands. We're gonna act initially as though it is and make them have it. But my point is, we don't have time to build towards like favored and attacking. We need to stop this damage right now if we can. So we'll give it a try. Yeah, there's the first counter. No big surprise. But at least we get a Wayfarer to threaten to block one of the fish if they come at us with everything. Screw can beat Flood. Depends on how bad the screw is. In our case, it's real bad. Real bad. I do like our keep, though. Sometimes you just take a loss when your reasonable keeps don't work out. And, boy, here, just for funsies, we'll do this. What? They have more interaction? I can't believe it. All right, all right. Day's been going well so far, Rabbit Man. That's been our first kind of like really bad luck. We've mulliganed on the day, but that's the first time where we just drew like crap and could not get into the game. We had a million turns to show that Oppo what was up. We just didn't get there. Bring it, Oppo. I'd play you anytime. That's all right, Splag. I can speak to that a little bit. I mean, no, there's not free drafts on Arena, but we've actually been using this website to draft offline and then battle each other through friend challenges online. So you can draft for free. I air quotes free because you don't own those cards, so you need to have the cards to play with. But if you have the wild cards to craft or the cards to play with, then it is free. All right, this is a keeper. At least we got both our colors this time. It's another 2-lander, so we are going to be waiting on that third land. But I love that we have a Nightmare waiting for that. Or we can just go favored if they don't give us a target for the Nightmare. The other thing there, Splag, is that you need to find a group to play with. So you can go to our Discord. If you want to join the Going Optimal Discord, there's groups putting together draft pods all the time. All right, no targets for the Nightmare yet, so we just get to lead with Favored and try and make that work. If they can remove the Favored, they will. If they don't remove it, we get Eyes and Nightmare. This could be quite a nightmare for Oppo, although also kind of just want to trigger Favored once per turn. But I also don't want to trigger it with Eyes if they're just going to liar it down. So really weird spot where we can't play the Eyes unless we want to let it get locked down with a liar. But if they do lock it down with a liar, they've basically spent their whole turn on that. They're probably going to do it anyway. So I'm just going to play a land, attack, and pass. I don't want to put the Eyes into the locked down Favored. Yes, Fiddles points out, I mean, that's true, Fiddles. I mean, drafting within Arena requires gold and gem resources, but gold and gem resources can be acquired without money. All right, well, now we get Apathy on Spawn. I'm doing this because we would really very much like to exile the enchanted creature so that it can't come back and be a 5/6 that makes us sack stuff. Akinar also points out a good thing. Like, we've spent on this account, on this account, we have 2 free-to-play accounts that we play on this stream. And both of them have only ever spent $5 on the welcome bundle, which is a nice, solid value. don't attack, then you can't exile? I don't know what you mean. All right, now they're going to go for the Liar. We're going to go Nightmare. If we find a land, we can Nightmare and exile. We didn't find a land, but we can Nightmare Hero, so that's cool. We'll do that. I'm taking some risk. I mean, this is black-white. They could both remove the Dreadful Apathy and or sacrifice the spawn, so being a little risky here, but I feel like Nightmare on the turn we can do it is worth it, because I want to get the Nightmare going so we can try and catch a successful Duress. If we let them play out too many more turns, we're unlikely to get anything with the Chapter 2 of the saga. So we're going to take on some additional risk here, let them have one more chance to get this spawn into the graveyard instead of exile. And yeah, and we do have Rise as a backup plan. If they do something to sack the spawn, Dreadful Apathy goes into our graveyard and we can Rise it back. So that's a good point from Fiddles. And Oppo doing a bunch of self-milling ahead of our Chapter 3 isn't the worst for us either. Really, I just don't want the spawn to get into the graveyard. So we're going to ditch Eyes, no-brainer. Omen, no-brainer. The Eyes is, we can cast out of the graveyard anyway, and Rise, obviously, 2 for 1 seems good. So if we Rise now, we don't get what we want out of things. I'm going to go ahead and unfortunately, we can't Liar and Exile in the same turn, but I'm not going to mess around with this anymore. We're going to get this dude exiled. Try. There we go. Chewing up a black mage's graveyard in this format is an excellent thing to do. Yes, Eyes and Omen to Kissy Mouth. And now we find our land, now that it's not what we want. Oppo being patient with their Triton until we got through the graveyard exiling. We don't have anything to bring back with the Apathy yet. So we're just going to drop a land and play our own Liar here. And we can tap down their Triton, which I presume they'll play here. But we're going to get a Scry 2 off that Omen, I expect. Hoping for a bottom. One top, one bottom. Probably a land in action. That's usually what that means. They lost a bombish thing down that way, and does Apathy stop? Just no attacks or blocks. So if we Apathy, they're going to be able to sack in response, but it'll still do the thing. Let's tap the Death Toucher. What was the Oppo punt in your mind? East? Ooh, hello, friend. Yeah, let's throw the Nightmare Shepherd out. And make them switch their Liar over to that. And then we can try and start getting there with favored, put a Sentinel's Eyes on the favored, and damn them if they do, and damn them if they don't. Funeral Rites is a solid draw for Oppo. They got plenty of life, so just getting 2 cards instead of 1 is an excellent draw. Sentry, not going to stop our Shepherd, though, so that's cool. And a top there. Ugh, a lot of topping from Oppo. Do we want to switch to the Sentry? I'd rather just keep the... No, I guess we do want to switch to the Sentry, because the favored will be able to attack through the ground stuff if we trigger the Constellation. We might use Rise to Glory before this dies even. But let's go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they untapped the Liar, signaling that they're going to tap down the Shepherd. Isn't... well, I want to get this back, and I don't think we have anything that gets creatures back. That was what I was actually thinking, like, that it didn't matter. Oh, because of Rise. Well, I'm not going to cast Rise until we have... I didn't want to Rise for that target anyway. Like, I'm just kind of holding this... Like, here you go. Now I'm liking the Rise. Yeah, I was never going to use Rise for the hero anyway. Yeah, let's just do this. 1/1 double strike. Or Constellation double strike. Well, you can even just trade off the one right now if we want. I mean, we're going to get back the other one. It's kind of a weird attack to me. Maybe we just... I'll just take it, though. If you want to do this, we'll get aggro. I'll race you. I don't know what this is. Maybe this will all be explained by the card in hand. Wait, what? What did I exile? Oh, did I already... Oh, because the Shepherd exiles it. Never mind. That would be a little weird, huh? Yeah. Sorry, forgot about that. We are going to... So we can't Rise for the value we want now. Now I might regret it because might have to do it just to get the aura back. But... Interesting that they locked this down. I don't know what that's about. You know, lock this one down so we get the clean attack in. Is there any way to just win here? I don't see a just win. But we can... And... So we can get him to 2. Then they're going to have to lock down the Shepherd, but then we can actually make omens that might get there. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with the Shepherd, get him to 2. And Omen, leaving an upkeep stop. Get a couple more creatures, and then 1, 2, 3. If we draw land, we can still rise. That's kind of a forced action from Oppo in this situation. We get to untap Liar also, potentially. Let's see if they want to do any attacks. So we're going to have 3 attackers. We can tap down 1 and then put eyes on. Anyway, we'll do this and see how it goes. We even have Hourglass. Yeah, let's not scry, right? We tap 1 and apathy the other and get there, right? Yeah, we just win without the scry. I was getting there. Yeah, Final Death works too, but I'm just gonna use the plan A. Well, maybe I should have used the other one, because then Rise could have potentially been a 2-for-1 if they had something to stop that win from happening. Yeah, we can do some Ikoria Crack-a-Packs maybe later, or maybe Monday. Although, I guess it would be good content for the weekend. Maybe we'll do a couple of those. Boy, having trouble getting both our colors going, but again, I'm not going to pitch this. We got Leonin into Favored into Apathy. I believe in a week it'll be on Arena, right? It's a nice trade for Oppo because we don't get to exile them, but we're going to offer it. Drop our Favored. Try to clear the way for it. Abu. But we do get Evangel at least here. Oppo's stalling on multiple colors as well. They're pausing here that suggests Omen, Red Omen incoming. Fateful End, something. Something to kill our dude. Be pretty ballsy of them to wait for me to untap if they had Omen. It was kind of ballsy for them to do that. I mean, we tapped out to do the Evangel, but I would just Fateful End the Eros when shields are down, as opposed to oh man, look, it's constructed. You've got Annex and the you got Shatter and the Annex to destroy the Shatter power. We're gonna go ahead and Apathy, Annex, and exile him before we Shatter. So let's get that going right now. Well, we got Shatter mana. Can't find our black mana. But we do have Shatter mana, and we do have an attack here. Although, I don't want them to trade. I want them to build out the board. So I'm just going to say no attacks here. What's the rules text? You talk like, oh, on Annex? When you have Annex out, stuff dies, you get 1/1s. It's not the most amazing creatures, but it's still enough to make Shatter much less good. Yeah, we're gonna exile Annex here. Let's see any. Let me just do it now. That's fine. Mainly, I want Annex off the board when we Wrath. I could Shatter now. It would be pretty good. They're down to 1 card. They'd be top decking, and then we would probably be able to get them from there. We can also go Eroas, look to block or threaten to block, and then see if they dump a little bit more. We're kind of just adding to it, but I think I will. I'm going to put the favorite out because I might try to trade with the Manticore because they draw a card off the Manticore when we Shatter. I'm going to do this. All right, so very flavorful. They put Aspect of Manticore on the Manticore. That's like double Manticore right there. Now, I was hoping they would use their final 3 mana on something. They didn't, but time to Shatter. All right, deck, give us a swamp, please. All right, it listened. How about that? Lampad threatening the 1/1 or just Elswith's Nightmare killing the 1/1. Let's just... I mean, this doesn't do that much. Like, Elswith's Nightmare and Lampad aren't that much different right now. I'm going to play Lampad. Maybe there'll be a better target for the Nightmare if we are patient. Yeah, too bad they had that Aspect. We could have gotten them for a lot more. Well, that's a weird attack. I'll take it. Maybe they got another thing here, but we got to try. Another Swamp? I see what they're up to. That makes some sense now. Still fine by me. Lampad was not doing much. Now if we go Lampad, we can get 3 power on board with the Omen. So let's go Lampad, and we'll try and ambush Omen during combat, see if we can't get this Trickster. Well, we've got a deck with some weakish creatures and a lot of powerful removals, so playing from behind is understandable. We're often have underpowered creatures that get us behind, but then we have removal that gets us out of it. So to that end, we're going to start the Grasp here. Shrink it down. I'm going to leave 1 back for the possible trade and attack 1. 8/8 is our mana split. Yeah, we'll scry before we untap. Elgar likes sending both. Wow, do they have just 2 of those? I guess they just have 2 of those. Both of those look all right. I want more swamps, but those are hard to pass. If Heroes was dead, we could Nightmare. I don't know what you mean by that. We still could Nightmare. Oh, you mean, yeah, because this would be lower, sure. But, yeah, I think we just want both of those, right? And then, I like the Reaper, too. We got these to cash in. I like cashing in the 1/1s for Reaper action. If we go Liar here, we may have to like chump Annex or just take 1 attack from Annex. If they don't come up with, they did top something on a scry, right? So we may be up against something good next turn too. But I'm gonna Liar and then hold the rest. It is a little awkward though, because we can't tap down Annex and play Soul Reaper next turn unless they do us the favor of sending in the heroes. So I'm gonna keep everything back and see how they want to approach their attack step. I'm kind of hoping they want to send in the heroes now, because with Annex, they get a creature back, and then we can Nightmare the Annex. So I'm not going to tap anything down. We're going to encourage them to attack here and hope that they send both. All right, they're... Interesting. Yeah, I would send, like, in their shoes, not knowing about these cards, I would send the heroes to clear the way here, because we just get another Satyr out of it, and it's attacking anyway. But we'll take 3 here. Really? You're trying to win a race. Why would you want to be a defensive blocking type? Really? I don't understand why War Furnace and Elgar would want to have a blocker when they're trying to win a race. I guess maybe they don't want to lose this because then they just lose a point off of Annex. That makes some sense, but I don't understand why you're into blockers at a 16-7 race time. So what are we going to do this turn? If we're going to Soul Reaper, we should just leave this tapped. But I think I'm going to Liar this turn. So I'm going to take the action and take a turn off from casting stuff to go ahead and... Actually, we're just going to 5 it on our buddy Annex. And I'm going to send 1, leave 1. Bottom? Maybe? At least they're in the tank about something. Probably a medium spell they're considering. Usually when there's a tank, someone's considering their medium spell. Hey, it's another black mana. But maybe at this point we just Mogus Nightmare and then Shepherd next turn. I didn't worry about it. I had the extra mana. I just put it all into it. True, since I couldn't think of anything. But let's see. Yeah, let's double spell. sick tech. Do we need to tap that over Anax? I'm going to say probably because of the ability to just throw bolts at our face, we need to switch to chumping Anax over chumping a giant. Means we probably are not playing the Nightmare Shepherd this turn, but if we draw a land, we can do it all. And we can do it all. Hooray. No card to choose, but this means we're in a decent spot. And I'm going to no attack because we might want to go ahead and throw Soul Reaper and Token in front of Anax and go for that trade. They get 2 more Satyr tokens, but we get a Soul Reaper token ourselves, and then we have really good board against a bunch of 1/1s that can't block. We never had it, Fiddles. We only ever had 5 mana. I was looking for that over and over again, but we only ever had 5 mana in those spots. Well, obviously that sucks. And obviously that means we have to do this and hope that we find some answers. But what a draw. Ajax would be 2 after Nightmare. What do you... We first had the Liar of Nightmare tapped down. Oh. Sure. I was waiting on the Nightmare, though. I misunderstood what you were talking about, but I was waiting on the Nightmare. Yeah, maybe we have to eat the token. That's why I didn't complete this block. I couldn't figure out how we would possibly win from here, so we gotta do this, actually. And try and find any creature lets us get another block in. All right, got the creature, but sick top deck from Oppo. I mean, we've had some top decks ourselves today, so whatever, but that hurt. If we keep our Shepherd, we're in fine shape. Now, we are at least in a spot where if they brick, if they can come up with red pips to increase Anax's power, that's rough. But we do have a 1-for-1 currently. Please, no red pips. All right, it's enough that they are holding back, but we need to find more because they're going to get red pips eventually, so we need to keep drawing action. Come on, deck, give us action. So painful. So painful. Because, yeah, they find the pips. Yeah, we still have to trade, and then we are looking at facing 2 Anax tokens plus whatever they play. Oh, no. Unlikely that we're going to take this one with that. The Thrill getting rid of a land and getting 2 fresh cards. Anax is going to get a pip, and now we're going to have to 2-for-1 ourselves. I don't think it's better to chump with the hero. We need to just take this trade and try to find any reasonable play off the top that allows us to block a bunch of stuff. We can also... Yeah, but what's your plan? If you guys, anybody who wants to chump here, what's your plan? Because my plan is at least, yes, they add 3 power, but we find an awesome creature, and boy, I don't know if I like that. I think if we find any of those outs you're talking about, won't we wish we would have done it this way? I'm going to play my game. I think... I don't know how you just try and draw to answer here. We have gotten so magicked today. I'm telling you. It's pretty ridiculous. All right, well, not dead yet, as they say. But we got to do this on their turn so we don't get attacked by the subsequent dudes. And we'll go ahead and tap down this again.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
They can sack for value if they wait, but we're going to get... This saves 2 damage. This saves damage. So... right. But this still saves damage. Never didn't. I don't even know what's in our graveyard. It doesn't matter. We're playing this. I guess I should look, though, because we may want to have Apathy, Exile mana. So, like, we're getting Apathy and Nightmare Shepherd. Meyer, I guess Meyer just gets the job done faster. But we could Apathy the Giant and lock down the Aspirant instead. I think we should just go Nightmare and Apathy. And I'm going to go ahead and attach it here. We'll just leave the Tech Giant down with with the Liar. Decline. Man, can we even rate, like, we go to 4, they go to 10. Or they go to 10, we go to 4. They go to 6, we go to 2. They go to 2, we go to 0. So we're not winning the race currently with just the Shepherd. So we have to hold. Action! All right. That can block Satyrs, so I'm sending. We gotta win somehow. Now we can block Satyr tokens, so cross fingers, see if we can hold. Final Death at the ready is fantastic. A lot of things we can do this turn, including Final Death, the Giant, so that we can untap the Liar and tap down there. So that, like... Yeah, I can't target the Giant, right, or else we take an extra 3. Interesting attack here. Now we win on an enchantment. And we can... Let's just final death the rider and try to find an enchantment and win. Or some land. I'm going to continue to protect our life total. The Shepherd is lethal in the air. Getting him to 1 versus 2 doesn't really matter. Although it does make the Wayfarer lethal if they can deal with the Shepherd. But I made my choice. Here we are. Wow, we got another tight one, folks. Been a lot of playing from behind today. A lot of scrappy wins. I love it. Back in again. 5 wins. Feels good. I should get the spreadsheet going, updated on the day. Ugh, another rough one. And again, we have Lampad, we have funeral rites on any land. But Lampad funeral rites on any land is not how I want to start a game. Like, if these were 2 planes, I would keep, because we would go Wayfarer, Leonin, and then find some action to Lampad trigger. But in this case, I'm going to mulligan. I was going to say, wait, don't we get 7? All right, we can keep this. Totally keeping this, and we're gonna get rid of Lampad or Commanding Presence. We get, like, basically we're trying to set up a shatter. Maybe we get rid of the Commanding Presence and have a Lampad as a turn 2 play that we sacrifice to the Shatter Gods, and then try to set up for a shatter from here. Can even put eyes on the Lampad if we want, because having the eyes hit the bin is no big deal. And yeah, actually now it makes sense getting a 2/4 here to block that Rage Hound is good. And we get to make a Vigilant attack even. Glad you found us, Chase. Welcome, and glad you're liking the content. And yes, True makes a point. Just because the decision to double block worked out doesn't mean statistically it was the correct overall decision. But I was out of time and had to make a call, so I went with my gut. It worked out, but I'm not claiming that proves anything about the correctness of that decision over different decisions. One of the complexities of our game that we play. See, this is fine too. Like, we lose our Lampad, but we're all trying to set up to shatter here. Of course, we still need the other planes, but I'm cool with this. If we can find our other planes, this is all good. We didn't, and I'm going to play the Leonin because at least it threatens to trade with the Rage Hound. And the getting the escape dealt with is good. Fair enough. Okay, we did find our other planes. Now the question is, do we... and other planes, not our other planes, as if we only have one. Thing is... Can we take another hit? They're stuck on land too. I want to give them a chance to commit to the board here. But yeah, I guess if we shepherd, we can eventually eyes. And if we shatter on a big board, we're gonna get stuff back with the shepherd. All right, yeah, we'll work the work the shepherd. I don't love sending shatter and into shepherd, but it's at least it creates all the copies of everything else we have out. So, what is our plan? Do that. How do we cycle shepherd? I'm just trying to understand what... Oh, I see. When we shatter, yes. That is fair. And should we shatter now? We could go Wayfarer Evangel and try to set up for one more turn. We could be greedy and let them go for one more... Like, if they do something to the hero, we could take as much as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could take like 9. Yeah, it could be scary. But then we have a great plan. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to be greedy. I'm being super greedy. I know it. But I think it's correct. All right, no hero target, but it also doesn't matter if, yeah, they don't play a creature, so they're not giving us anything else. But at least here we can shatter and follow with a pious, so I'm going to do that. Kind of a 1, 2, 3, a 5 for 3. We're getting a 5 for 3. 5 for 2.5. No, 3, because we don't get back that. So we get rid of the Rage Hound, though. Nice to snag their escape card. Yeah, I guess Blessing would have been rough, but gotta do something to try and win. That's why no exile. They were looking to Omen before untap. Well, we're behind it again. Here we are, 7 and 19, facing some aggro and trying to claw our way back. We got some good tools, though. That hurts. Don't know what they're going to get with the Pilgrim, but their best aura in their deck, probably not a good sign for us. Although that's actually not that bad. I was afraid of a lot worse. It does let him get in here, but we're going to get some stuff that can deal with that soon enough. And let's go Dawn Evangel. And then I'm going to Sentinel's Eyes the Wayfarer. And 5 toughness gives us a clean attack there and a solid defender. It's hard for this card to be good, but in a Constellation white weenie deck, it's also hard for it to be bad. I mean, it's not great. It's It's replacement level. It's just totally replacement level. It's just a complicated replacement level card. But, you know, 2/3 enchantment creature for 2 and a white is already a fine start, and there's no downsides with it. What do we get? We can block it with 3s. That's good, because that's what we got right here. And it's what we're going to add to the board right here. Not attacking with anything here, so it didn't really matter where I put the counter. Chimera. Really? What do we want to offer? Evangel or Mogus? Probably... Oh, it has to attack, of course. Yes, yes, yes. You're saying it comes back? How do they get it back? Oh, the Wayfarer comes back. Yeah, we can't block with the Wayfarer. We can only block with Soul Reaper or Evangel because of the text on Hackdos, which I read part of. I read part of Hackdos's text. Boy. I'm going to go with the Reaper. If they got something for this Soul Reaper, at least we have another 3. So yeah, they got this one, but we get to draw a card for our troubles, and we do have another 3 CMC with which to try and answer this next turn. At least the land gives us Hero plus Final Death if we need it. Which, with that Chimera, we probably do. And there's an argument for just using this now, but they may go for a big, unwarranted attack if they don't think we have removal. So I am going to... yeah, we could have sacked Wayfarer. That would have gotten us, like, what? We get a Lampad back? If it could get us our Shepherd back, that would have been exciting, but it felt a little fancy play to lose our 2/3. Hopefully they go... If they go... enchantment here, they go for the Chimera, you know. Go for the Chimera with your enchantment. All right, they're doing it. That's why I was waiting on this Final Death. I'm going to go ahead and Final Death so they don't use the Wayfarer trigger. I guess my takeaway is like, yeah, the bots aren't that bad. They just need, they're not bad for one, they just, it's the lack of variety. The fact that you can just kind of map them is what makes it so frustrating. Wayfarer has no good attacks here despite the vigilance because of the triple block potential, so we're just going to hang back and be happy that their Hackdos and their Big Flyer are both gone. Now we're going to do an historic cube that is not the one, not the official Magic the Gathering Arena historic cube. So this can become a 3/4 and maybe puts us in a spot where we have to decide what to do blocking, but I think we just double block in this spot because we can replay the eyes ourselves, and we can't just take it, and we can't bounce off it, so we got to try and kill. No, different one. We did try Lord Tupperware's this week, though. Nightmare is solid, but not amazing. I guess we'll get rid of the Pilgrim. Then the Eyes can only make a 2/2, and our Wayfarer can block. Gives us an attack. That's cool. Woof, that's tough for us to see, especially if it gets some eyes on it. We got some removal, though. Maybe we'll find removal off the top for that Chimera. We've been finding... Oppos have been finding what they need. We've been finding what we need. We've had some great back-and-forth games. But that is just going to be lethal if they figure out to attack with everything. We're, of course, going to say no attacks and try and get them to hold back, but they found it, and they win. Flooded out a little too much there. It was a good game. Good deck from Oppo. Felt like it was mono red, then they found white, right? Or is that the other opponent? Maybe did we just beat a mono red and then play Boros? Anyway. Yeah, it was a fine run. I'm gonna... I think the deck was even a little better. Like, I guess if I had par pulled it, I would have said about 5 is average. I really like this deck a lot, and would have liked to have gotten some true profit off the 6, but this is a fine result for us. We'll take that. And it's 11:55. We are going to draft against chat using an historic cube in, let's call it like 10 minutes. I could use about 10 minutes here. And I'm going to make some lunch so I'm not hungry, and then we're going to get queued up, and we'll be drafting. I'll be back on air in about 10 minutes. We'll be drafting in about 15, 20. Okay, does that work for everybody? I hope so, because that's what's going to happen. I'm going to go to YouTube view, though, here and say goodbye to our friends on YouTube. Look out for a cube draft against chat right after this. It'll be up tomorrow. So take a look out for that, YouTube, and we'll catch you later. Bye.